Basically, I spent a year and a half of my life with the text of the Rus Primary Chronicle in a critical edition format on one side of my table, and with uh, church books, as many, some of the texts of the church books, modern editions of the church books, and then, of course, what I was able to access on Google. Um, and so to understand what I was doing, I have to give viewers an idea of not only what the Rus Primary Chronicle was, but also what the liturgy is and what church books are. So, because if you don't understand what we're dealing with these manuscript resources, then I think you're going to have a hard time understanding what I ended up doing in my first book. So very quickly, the Chronicles. As I said earlier, first, the oldest surviving one dates to 1377. But there's this long tradition of identifying earlier authors and earlier what are called svod, or so it can be translated as like compilation. Okay, so it is generally accepted that the version of early Rus history that we have in the Rus Primary Chronicle was written in Kiev, or was copied, I should say, was redacted, was brought together in Kiev, probably in the second decade of the 12th century. All right, so sometime in the 1110s. Everybody pretty much agrees with this. But what's important, what was absolutely crucial, and the fundamental premise of my entire work was who was doing the copying, who was doing the redacting, who was doing the writing. And the answer, of course, in the Christian Middle Ages is clerics, monks, bishops, priests. So there was a sacerdotal clerical caste who were the history writers of the age. Like, this is a simple but crucial fact, that the men who were employed to serve the liturgical services 365 days a year, morning, evening, and night, these are the very same men who were also the ones who wrote down history in the Middle Ages. What I did for the first time was to try to show how their immersion, their daily immersion in those liturgical rites, influenced their perception of history and what they ended up writing down as the origin story of basically what is now East Slavic civilization, so Russia, Ukraine, Belarus.